What's happening, people? Hope you're all well. It's early in the morning, but I've been meaning to make this video. Listen, if I don't make this video now, it'll never get made, so I'll turn this light on. Is Tyson Fury a fraud? And I need to do this video in relative quick time, but Tyson Fury, is he a fraud or not? That's an interesting question, because Tyson Fury is a phenomenal talent and he's achieved a lot in his career and it deserves recognition, but Tyson Fury has declared himself the greatest of all time. Tyson Fury at one point was running around saying he was the lineal champ. In fact, right up until the Usyk fight where he lost, he was calling himself the lineal champ. Well, let's start with that. To be the lineal champ, you have to be the man that beat the man that beat the man. And the last person who was the man who beat the man who beat the man was Lennox Lewis. Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. He didn't beat Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis retired. Now, had Vitaly Klitschko beat Lennox Lewis back in '03, then Vitaly would have become the lineal champ, because then he would have been the man who beat the man who beat the man. But he didn't. Lennox Lewis, controversial, he actually beat Vitaly Klitschko, so he retired as the man who beat the man who beat the man, which means the lineage started all over again. Now, in that situation, the lineal champion is going to have to be the guy who's undisputed, because then he is the guy who holds all the belts, and then whoever beats that guy is the man who beat the man who beat the man, essentially. Now, Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko ruled the heavyweight division together, but the thing with that is neither one of them was undisputed champ, so therefore there was no overall champion. And that means that when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, he hadn't actually beat Vitaly Klitschko. He also, he didn't beat Deontay Wilder when Deontay Wilder had the belt. I know he went on to beat Deontay Wilder in the future, but he didn't beat Deontay Wilder when because Tyson Fury, he retired he was out of the ring for 2 years. When he stepped out of the ring, he had not beat Vladimir and Wilder. And obviously Vitaly, I think at that point, was champion in Emeritus. So therefore, Tyson Fury, long story short, was never the lineal champ, because when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, there was still another champion called Deontay Wilder who he did not beat. And then when he had that time out of the ring, he was stripped of his belts and relinquished his belts. So therefore, he was never the lineal champion. So in that sense, one could argue that he is a fraud. However, you could also say he's not a fraud, because he is a phenomenal talent. You know, he has got unusual attributes for a heavyweight of his size. I'm gonna have to put the phone stand here so that I can quickly sort my food out. So he was and is a phenomenal talent. I think he's past his best now. In fact, he's undeniably past his best now. But Tyson Fury is a phenomenal talent. He's a phenomenal talent. You know, for a man of his size, the hand speed, the reflexes, the coordination, you know, the angles, he's slick. So in that sense, he's not. And you know, he has achieved things. You know, he did beat Vladimir Klitschko, albeit in a close fight. He did beat Deontay Wilder, a huge, monstrous puncher. He beat Deontay Wilder twice. So in that sense, no, he's not a fraud. However, Tyson Fury, what I would argue is, while he's a phenomenal talent, he's a very good salesman. Tyson Fury sold himself as the greatest of all time. Tyson Fury sold himself as the lineal champ. Tyson Fury sold himself as, you know, many would say that he pulled the mental health card. I'm not going to say that he did that. That is a topic for another video, but many would argue that he pulled the mental health card. I would argue, you know, Tyson Fury claimed to hand all his money from the first Deontay Wilder fight into charity. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I have not seen the receipts. So Tyson Fury is a phenomenal talent, you know. As I said before, footwork, hand speed, reflexes, and a man of his size to have those attributes, almost middleweight-esque, is phenomenal. We have to stand back and say that this man has contributed to this current era of heavyweights: Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. He is in that conversation of who is one of the best of this era. And who knows, maybe he rematches Usyk and beats him and then has an even firmer argument that he's the best of this generation. But to claim he's the greatest of all time when his resume does not reflect that, you know, his resume, he hasn't fought Anthony Joshua, he hasn't beat Alexander Usyk. Yes, he beat Wilder, that's a good scalp on his resume. But has he fought the likes of Hrgovic? Has he fought the likes of Daniel Dubois? Has he fought the likes of F.A. Jagba? Has he fought the likes of Ajit Kabayel? His resume is not strong enough. Now, we can look at the eye test does come into it, but we also need evidence as well. And Tyson Fury is a good salesman. You know, he does a lot of showboating in the ring to make it look like he's winning rounds that he's not actually winning. You know, if two people and no one's landing and one guy's showboating, it's psychological. The judge are getting, he's more confident. You know, humans are not as logical as they think, and then they give it to the guy who's showboating and go, ha, you know, flick a jab, it lands on the opponent's glass, and he goes, ooh, and then, you know, and then all of a sudden people think he's winning the round. Literally, Tyson Fury is a phenomenal talent, but was he a fraud all along? I would say it lies in between the middle, because although he's been a phenomenal talent and his contribution towards this era of heavyweights has been enormous, and you got to think, this guy took 2 years out of the ring, put on a load of weight and came back, and he still achieved what he achieved, and that deserves, you know, praise. But on the other hand, on the other side of the play, Tyson Fury has sold himself as the greatest of all time, sold himself as the lineal heavyweight champ when he never was, made out that he was better than he was based on a lack of evidence with regards to the opponents he's fought. I think also because he's a slick fighter, people think that he is more defensively blessed than he is. You know, being slick and doing all this stuff, yeah, doing all that slick stuff, you know, and you know, throwing a jab and going like this doesn't mean you have a Mayweather defense. You know, standing, you know, out of your opponent's range and, you know, doing this, you know, that doesn't make you have a Mayweather defense. The proof is in the pudding. This guy's been dropped so many times and gets caught so many times. He hasn't got a Pernell Whitaker defense. He hasn't got a Mayweather defense. He hasn't got a James Toney defense. He has a good defense, but it's not what him and his fans would want you to believe it is. Anyway, what do you think? Is Tyson Fury a fraud? Was he a fraud all along? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell to get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work, I'm going to leave a donation. There's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.